Today, we're going to answer the question of how's the market right here in San Diego? Where does it compare to years past and what direction are we headed? We're going to jump into a few things. Number one, inventory. How many homes are on the market? Because what we're seeing right now is different than we have seen over these past few years. But are we sitting a little bit above where we have been or a little bit below? And what does that mean for buyers and sellers out there? And are we in an inventory surplus or are we in an inventory deficit? So we're gonna get all of that answered for you. Let's jump into it right now. So right here, we're looking at the market action index. This answers the question of how is the market by comparing rate of sales versus inventory. And I'll scroll down a little bit and show you guys where we have been over the past few years to give you a good indicator of, okay, are we still in that spot or are we in a little bit better spot for buyers out there? Jumping into strong sellers market, what does it actually mean? Now they're going on a scale of 0 to 100. Once you get past this 30 mark, you're going a little bit into a buyer's market. This bottom part of the graph right here is last month. So we are a little bit above last month, meaning a little bit more demand out there. Homes are selling a little quicker. But this week, the median list price in San Diego County is $1.299 million, with the market action index hovering around 49. This is an increase over last month's of 47. Inventory has held strong at or around 2,410. Like I said, single family homes. I'll just show you the rest of these numbers in here will be for single family homes, but let's jump into the condos real quick. You can see condo market is a little bit softer, still a slight seller's advantage, but not as aggressive as we have seen in the single family home market. All right, so now back to single family homes. Just give you an indicator of where we have been in the past. We're sitting right down here at one of the lower points for the market action index. Obviously, the higher this number is, the more of a seller's market we're in. The lower the number, more skewed towards a little bit of a buyer's market. So you can see from about September of 2020 all the way through the summer of 2022, we were super high on this chart. So there was a lot of demand out there. That's when there was home selling every weekend. That's when we had multiple offers. Since then, we've kind of had these ups and downs, but we're actually at a low point for the past few years. So right now we're just sitting under 50 for 2025. During this time of 2024, we were at 60, and during 2023, we're at 61. This time in here, when you saw this big drop off, this is when interest rates rose pretty quickly. So we saw the market soften really quick. So starting at the beginning of 2022, when we did start to see interest rates rise, this is mortgage interest rates, by the way. I changed charts a little bit, but along this time, when they did shoot up to over 7%, that's when we did see market action index start to go down. So during that time, the market did soften. Everybody kind of got used to it. The market came back into itself, but rates have been hovering around that 7% mark for quite some time. We see some dips down to 6, another spike up to 8. Right now, we're sitting about 6.77%. And this is just an indicator of specific situation. So if you're looking at mortgages, even if you're looking online, you're going to see 1,000 different numbers. So it's important to actually contact your loan officer, a lender, your bank, wherever you're going to get your loan. If you guys want to hit us up, we'll hook you up with somebody awesome too, to start that conversation to see actually what your rate would be, because it could potentially be a little bit higher than this. It also could be a little bit lower than this. All right, now we're going to look at the number of active listings on the market for sale in San Diego County in the given months. You'll see all the data points down here, but this is the for sale inventory for San Diego County. So as we're looking at this, you could see when we always mention on this channel a more normalized time when we did have kind of an average number of homes on the market anywhere before this 2019 time. So this is kind of like our normal market here. Now, since right around here in 2020, you can see we have been relatively lower compared to all of the inventory levels we did see prior, the number of homes on the market. And so as of February, the end of February 2025, there was about 3,900 homes on the market. Now, I just looked it up today to see actually how many homes are on the market. You can see right here, this is at the end of March, we're looking at 4,436 homes on the market. So this number is going to continue to go up. And according to this data here, we haven't seen that number go above this 4,300 in this time frame in March. Now, yeah, it did come up in the summertime of last year in that 2022 market in that summer time frame. But as far as March goes and as far as the early part of the year, we haven't seen that go up. Let's look at March of last year. We're about 2,600 homes. March of the previous year, we had about 1,600 homes. Look how low that is. That is crazy low inventory. That's definitely the time we were in a little bit of a more frenzied market. Back in 2021, we were looking about 2,200 homes. Last time we saw somewhere close to this was March of 2020 when we had 4,291 homes on the market. So what does that mean for buyers and sellers out there? First off, for buyers, as we're seeing more homes on the market, that's going to be more choices for you. Now, we're not to the levels that we have seen in the past. If we do continue to see the number of homes come on the market like we have seen in past years, you could potentially be looking at less competition, a little bit more softness in the market, not as much urgency to put an offer on that home right now. Go home, gather your thoughts, maybe just think, okay, do I want to live there? And have a little bit more time to breathe. For sellers, what this means, more homes coming on the market is more competition. So more homes like yours on the market. That means the buyers that are out there are spread out. In the next few weeks here, I'm going to tell you a few stories that we have been seeing as we have a few listings on the market right now. We have a few buyers in the market. So let you know what's actually going on right here in the San Diego real estate market. So now here's the sale inventory growth year over year. So how much above or below are we compared to last year? Right here, it's saying we are 61% above where we were last year. And I've seen this at a few different places. This is pulling from realtor.com. So a few other areas are saying a little bit less than that as far as the percentage goes. But either way, the trends are still the same. We are seeing more inventory on the market compared to last year as of February. And I expect that to continue going into March as well. Now, looking into San Diego County as a whole, we'll dive into a few of these here, but it's comparing the number of homes that were for sale in February last year compared to February this year. If you're in that blue color, it's going to be more homes last year than this year. But you can see most everywhere in San Diego is in that red. The darker reds are going to be more homes, a lot more homes on the market compared to last year, which I'll highlight a few areas here. But as we're zooming in, let's go into North County first. You'll see mostly all red going through there, except for 92011. So Southern Coastal Carlsbad, there's only one home less than last year. That area has been tight for a long time. We've seen homes go on. There's not a ton of inventory over these past few years. And as you can see, that trend has continued even as we've seen more homes come on the market in other areas. Going into like Southern San Marcos. Now these numbers aren't huge, but the percentages are showing you that we are trending up. 32.1% more than February of 2024. So 58 homes as compared to 44. Now there are some bigger ones here. If you look into like Scripps Ranch, February 2024, 7 homes. This year, 32 homes. So when I mention on this channel, depends on what market you're in as far as if you're buying or selling. Important to have those expectations in your head of, okay, what's the competition like? Are there more homes on the market? Are there less homes on the market? Are they going for above ask? Are they going for below ask? Where are we at and all that? And it really comes down, as you can see here, neighborhood to neighborhood. And even as you're diving in closer, which we're only getting to the zip code region here, but if you went from a specific neighborhood to a specific neighborhood, those numbers would fluctuate as well. Down in La Jolla, 105 last year as compared to 139 this year. A few other areas as you're getting into Claremont, same kind of story as Scripps, 210% more, 19 in 2024 compared to 59 right now. Getting into kind of that downtown area where you're about 31% higher. So 167 versus 219. So you can see a lot of areas, most areas of San Diego do have significantly more homes than we did see last year. Encinitas, about the same. Cardiff up a little bit. Going into Poway, about twice, a little over twice as much. So it's really changing from zip code to zip code. But as of now, as we have seen more homes come on the market, we're still in the early part of the year. So this story is going to play out as we're going through 2025. But this is the median sales price right here in San Diego, going back 5 years. In February of 2025, the median sales price, this is condos, townhomes, and single family homes, so all of those included, was 900,000. Obviously, single family homes is a bit higher, while the condo townhome market is a little bit lower, but the median, you're looking about $900,000 right here. And over these past few months, we haven't seen any big jumps or any big dips, so it really hasn't affected the median list price as of now. And then just looking at it from another view, this is the median list price for homes that were on the market, not the median list price that homes sold for, but this is single family homes. Look how flat it was from October going all the way until mid-February before we saw a little bit of a bounce going up to where we are right now. So just a little bit of a jump, but nothing crazy. So this is looking a little bit newer. This is going this week or last week, March 21st was a little bit above that 1.3 mark. And while we're not expecting a big spike in this, like check this out in 2023 when it went from 1.2 to like 1.4 over a few months, not expecting that here in San Diego, but we will probably expect this to go up a little bit going into these next few months, even though we are seeing more homes come on the market. This is when we see more buyers out there pushing up those prices a little bit. But even as we're working with clients, buyers and sellers out there, we are seeing a softening in the market as a whole. And one thing for buyers and one thing for sellers. So buyers, as you're out there searching for homes, you can expect a little bit less competition. Now, expect that to ramp up over these next few months as more people get into the market, as they are looking for homes going into summer before school year. We have a lot of clients that are lining up right now, start looking in the Aprils, in the Mays, that kind of thing, to get in a home before the summer is over. So we are seeing that. But as of right now, yes, even there is going to be competition on homes, but it's not going to be like it was before. And that's not every home, just specific homes. Some are selling within that first weekend. Some are taking a little bit longer to sell. One other thing for sellers, just have a little bit of patience. We're not seeing that frenzy that we had seen in the past. So you're going to be getting showings, but probably not the amount of showings we did see in the past, where it was crazy, booked out, Friday afternoon through Sunday evening. You're going to get a slow trickle of buyers in there. And this all depends on price, location, condition of the home. Obviously, if it's priced super well, great location, and the condition is dialed in, you're probably going to get a lot of interest in there. It's probably will have a lot of people going through that first weekend. But nonetheless, if you guys are thinking about making a move, all of our contact info is right below if you want to start that conversation, because we got your back when making the move here in San Diego.